Hey everybody, I hope everyone's having an awesome Memorial Day weekend. I'm Billy and I'm with Made by Heart Homestead. This is part 2 of my review on a zero-turn mower. The first thing I'm going to talk about, I'm not crazy about talking about, but I'm going to give you a heads up. This only applies if you're buying a new mower. I don't know about different brands like Kubota or Dixie Chopper or none of that stuff. I have no idea. But the Scag has a 6-year warranty, and you have a choice between 2 different engines. You can get a Kohler, or you can get a Kawasaki. I wanted a Kawasaki for reasons, and that's just my personal preference. But I had no idea until I got there and started talking to the guy that he told me that there were 2 different engines. And then he gave me the shock that I didn't expect. Well, the Kawasaki engine is $500 more. That's right, I didn't stutter, and you heard me correctly. Wow. Well, there was no way I was going to pay that. That was not going to happen. I was ready to walk. So the salesman told me, hold on just a second. He came back, he said, what if we eat 50% of that? I'm like, okay. I'm not real happy, but that's better than paying all of it. So that's what I went with. So my next thing is the mower deck. There's so many a couple different choices on how the deck raises and lowers, or however you want to look at it. Mine is manual, and they have them with electric lift up and down decks and hydraulic. The Kubota that I looked at had the hydraulic deck on it. If I wasn't going to keep this mower very long, I would have went with the hydraulic deck. Reason I didn't, I turned 60 years old this past September, and I plan on this being the last mower I ever own. So I went with the manual. If you've ever bought a hydraulic hose, they can get real expensive real quick. Well, let's say like an 18-inch hose could run you 70, 80 bucks. Where the cable may cost you about the same. Different story if one of the hydraulic cylinders goes out, or if you go electric with some other brand. Those electric motors and hydraulic cylinders are not going to be cheap. I tried to get some information on what they would cost, but I had no luck. So here's mine. It doesn't take very much force to push that down and to let it back up. Either way, just not as easy as hydraulic, but it's not bad. Like I said, it doesn't take very much force. There's the cable in itself right there. Napa used to sell these bolt-on grease fittings for cables. Now I'm going to keep mine lubed once or twice a year just to prolong the life of the cables. So I shouldn't have to worry about that for a long time to come. Hydraulic cylinders, electric motors, they're not going to be that cheap. But this cable type, they've got it set up on a pulley system. I can only assume, I'm just guessing at that, it doesn't take that much pressure to release it, to let it down, and not much more to raise it back up. So I'm going with that. Next thing I want to talk about is the mower deck itself. Professional grade mowers, no matter what brand you get, have very heavy duty decks. And with that being said, it takes a long time for one of those to rust out. I plan on keeping this mower until I'm not able to do it no more. So I want it to last. So I plan on buying a mower, jack stand, however you want to look at it, and cleaning the deck really good underneath. And they have two different types of undercoating. There's one that's a plastic base and one that is tar. I'm going to use the tar because it outlasts the plastic. So after I get through cleaning it and drying it, I'm going to coat it with tar. But not tar, but a tar undercoating. And that's just going to extend the life of that mower deck. Which probably, if I didn't do that, it's going to outlast me, I would say. So that's just some food for thought to think about. You know, even if you're not planning on keeping it very long, I think that might be a good selling point. Like, hey, you don't have to worry about the deck rusting out because I undercoated it. That's just, that might help out. I don't know. But I don't have very deep pockets, so this baby's going to be for until I'm not able to mow no more. The next thing on my list is they tell you this Scag mower, I don't know about any other brand. I know I keep saying that, but I know for a fact the Scag has a 6-year warranty on it. Now, you may buy a used one that's, I'm sure most people really take care of these mowers, and they're built to last. But when it comes to the warranty, if you don't keep good records on changing the oil and hydraulic fluid and whatever, I don't know if the belts are covered or not, you have to keep a good record of when you change the oil, how many hours are on it and all that. If not, the warranty is null and void. So if you buy a used mower, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure they have kept good records on it, because if there's a week left on it, on the warranty, or a month, or 2 or 3 years, if he didn't do a very good job of keeping records, the warranty is no good. And they don't tell you that at the dealership. I read that in the manual. So beware of that. So you really want to keep good records. I have looked at a few different brands of these zero-turn mowers, but I really didn't notice what I'm fixing to point out to you, if you can even see it, is the wiring. Most of the wiring is exposed. Yeah, right there's a couple of relays and stuff right there. But anyway, what I'm going to do to prolong the life of the wiring from corroding is I'm going to put dielectric grease. I'm going to unplug everything that I can reach and get to and put dielectric grease on it. That way it will never corrode. And the battery cable ends and all that, I'm going to put dielectric grease on there just to prolong the life, and so I don't have to worry about, well, there's a broken wire somewhere. Well, that lessens the chance of that happening by putting dielectric grease on it. And it keeps your battery from corroding up and all that. And that's some pretty awesome stuff. It's about $7 for maybe a 6-ounce tube, 8-ounce tube, something like that. Well worth the money. So that's what I'm going to do. And you do what works best for you. So if you don't plan on keeping it very long, or buying a used one and still not keeping it very long, I wouldn't worry about undercoating the deck or putting dielectric grease on the wire ends and the battery and stuff. You might want to do the battery, but you know, it's just whatever you want to do. I just want to give some points that you might like or might not like. I may not want to go through all that. I'm just very picky about stuff like that, and only keep it a couple weeks. You know, I don't want somebody else to have problems with it. Come out, hey, you didn't tell me the wires were about to corrode it into and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to protect it and keep from any of that happening to it. So I hope this information helps you all out in some way or another. And God bless, and you all have a wonderful day. Matter of fact, a wonderful weekend. Until next time, thank you all. Oh, and I want to say thank everyone for all the likes and the comments. And if you have any comments with questions, please leave them, and I'll be glad to answer them to the best of my knowledge. And I guess that's it.